This is Steve Domenico from Regional Fight Sports. Great fight, man. 2 fights in 2019, 2 finishes, a few years off. How you feeling, man, after your second finish in 2019?
I feel good, man. Taking the time off was stressful because I saw my friends training every single day, getting into fights. You know, Cage Titans is huge now. When I first started, I fought in Cage Titans 1. Where it is now is just crazy how much has evolved, and everyone is just so good now. No, I feel good though. 2 finishes, both not in my weight class. I'm a 45 pounder. I'm staying at 145. I'm gonna make it next time. I didn't really cut weight I didn't cut a lot of water for 55, so I know 45 is my home.
Now, you fought a really tough guy there. Adams has been up to from 185. He fought a guy 170. Trevor Goody, he took him out the last card, man. So he stunned the crowd. Going in there tonight, you know, was that in the back of your mind at all? Like, I have to perform in this cage because last fight, this kid, he put on a show here, silenced the crowd. I got to be smart in here. What were you thinking in there when you got in that cage?
Yeah, I was there when he did that to Trevor Goody, and now it was such a weird choke. I mean, people do get caught, and I watched some of his fights, and he's very comfortable off his back. So that was one thing that I needed to kind of respect. I mean, even in that fight, he tried to triangle me at least 3 times. So if I fall down into it, he's gonna get me. So I just respect. You gotta respect people's games at some point, you know. So I'm not gonna play into his game, but I'm gonna respect it.
Now, you talked about Bill. You know, you got in that position. You knew what he was going to try to do: scramble and try to, you know, get you in a, you know, a weird position that he can do something to you. Was your coaches well aware of that? Were they coaching you there? Stay strong on top. Watch out for that, you know, that trickiness from Adams.
Yeah, he, like I said, Bill is so good at game planning. This fight, not really so much because it was on a week and a half notice, but he tells you what you need to hear right before you go out, and he says, "Listen to me. When you're in a position, even if you know what to do, listen to me because I'm the third body that can listen. I can see what's going on from the outside, stuff that you can't, and that's a big thing. Is you need to keep your ears open." And a lot of fighters don't. Like my last fight, I did not listen to him, and I kind of paid for it because I punched myself out, and he was like, "Dude, you didn't listen." So that was a real big thing, a turning point for me in this fight.
Cool. And then Joey B from the 300s. First of all, you just got a first round finish, and you are calm as anything here. Not a lot of energy. You're nice and chill. Is this how it usually is? You're kind of just relaxing after a first round finish. Now 2 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I fought on the highest level. Like I fought for Bellator when I was only 20. So I mean, I fought for the highest level. This is awesome. Mike puts on a great show, but I've never been that person to like kind of be all pumped up and stuff. I'm just kind of laid back, and it's just on to the next one. You know, when I'm at the top, that's when I'll start.
Awesome. And like you said, very short notice fight. Do you think that had to do with maybe the finish, that you didn't have to build up a camp and get all nervous and start thinking about it too much?
Sometimes it's easy to jump into a fight, but I had an opponent for like a month out, this kid from Michigan, and then he got his medicals back, and they said they couldn't fight because of his spinal cord. So on a week and a half notice, he took the fight. So when you take a fight, you think about that person for that whole month. That's all you think about. You're like, what is this kid doing? Where is he right now? And then when that kid changes for a week and a half notice, I'm like, fuck. All right, well, now I got to redo it again, you know? So it's a little different, but I've seen John fight, so it made it a little easier. He'll fight anyone, so I respect him for that.
Absolutely. And what are you looking for in terms of a tournament? Are you trying to get right back into it? Are you trying to take some time off?
So sometimes, like during the fight camp, I'll be like, Bill, after this fight, I'm taking the next fight card off. He's like, why would you do that? He's like, you see the guys around you that you're at their level and they're making the UFC. Why wouldn't you just keep fighting?
Sure.
And he tells me that, and I have to listen. And I know some days it's worse than others, but no, I'm going to stay active. I want to get at least 4 or 5 fights in 2019.
Awesome.
And I got 2, so.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
definitely.
And Ryan Chris, MMA Sucka. What is it like to have such like high-level training partners? Like you mentioned before, you have Joe Giannetti. There's obviously Frank, who's at the gym now, who's back there. And Manny's there, obviously. Johnny is there. What does it mean to have like all these high-level training partners out there and preparing you and helping you with your fight camp?
It means a lot. Like you see the level that you need to get to. So when I train with Manny, I'm like, if I get him on anything, I'm like, shit, I got better at that. But it's the same thing. Like if I'm in a fight camp and I'm training with them the entire time, I don't think I'm always going to get better doing that because you can't always be the nail. You have to be the hammer.
Yeah.
And most of the time I'm the nail, you know. So I'm getting hammered on every day. But no, it's awesome because you know if you're training with them, the guy that you're fighting, if you're not in the UFC, is not going to be better than the guys I train with. So it's a confident thing. When you leave that gym, you're like, shit, I fought with UFC level guys today. You know what I mean? So.
Now, before this fight fell through the original opponent, was that at a 145?
That was at 55 too.
Oh, so you were planning on fighting on a high level. You talked about wanting to get 5 fights in. So August would be the next event for Cage Titans.
Yep.
So we're going to featherweight 145 for that fight.
Featherweight or 150. It's really up to like how Bill thinks. I mean, I think I can make 45, but it's like if I make a catch weight and just kind of keep going down slowly, you know.
Yeah,
it should be
2 fights in
comfortable.
2019. You can gradually go down.
Exactly.
I mean, you're producing in there, and you're a veteran. You fought so many top-level fighters through your career so far. What are you looking for your next fight? I know your coaches put it out there, and Mike, you know, they decided what's going on. But what are you looking for as far as to show more of your skills now that you're back?
I think I just need to jump back in with the top guys. You know, I mean, a lot of fighters now, they're not, the top guys aren't fighting each other. Like when I was at the top, I fought Rob Font, Des Green. Like they're all in the UFC now, but I was like the one that lost to them to get them there. You know, I don't want to be that guy anymore. I want to be the guy that's kicking ass. So, and that was a real like teaching point for me at a young age. It was like, shit, I gotta get back on my horse and just keep going.
You mentioned, real quick, you mentioned the original opponent was from Michigan. Cage Titans brings folks in from all over the country. I was talking to another fighter earlier in the week, and it said it did mean something to him that, mass MMA guys are really starting to make a name for themselves as, I think he put it as, we're now the baddest motherfuckers out there. Does that mean something to you that you're now another name that's really starting to prove? You mentioned Randy Costa, that, fighters from the scene are really starting to prove that what's up.
You see a lot of guys, like 10 years ago, all the guys that are in the UFC were at this stage. And I've trained with all of them, and they're all great guys, you know, and you just see, it's awesome to see all of New England, you know what I mean? You have guys in Connecticut, Nick Newell, Matt Bissett, like all those guys that are just, like, unbelievable, that all started in Memorial Hall, you know, at CES, at Cage Titans, so it's great to see that, you know, because New England is, it has a lot of prospects, it's just now we're finally getting out there.
Awesome.
Yeah. These are the teammates, right?
They fought before. They used to train together, yeah. And friends, real friends right now. Yeah. That's tough.
For a belt too.
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, obviously you've been a part of the New England fight community for a while. I haven't, so I don't really know this, but like back when you first started, like, what would you say it's a lot different how close the community is and how much cross training there is?
The cross training is huge now. We used to be, South Shore and Lausanne's was like the only 2 gyms that really cross trained. We would be Thursday nights, marathon grappling, we'd go there, then they'd come to us, we'd go back and forth. And just over the years, people, and then Saturdays started happening at Lausanne's.
Yeah.
And now that's just everyone from New England. You have the entire East Coast now.
Yeah,
so back then it wasn't that big. You had kind of like, there was like 4 real main gyms that produced like all the really good fighters.
Yeah.
But now it's like everyone is getting good, you know? It's really, it's cool to go away for 5 years and come back and you're like, oh shit, that guy, like he was like in like the beginner class when I first started, like Zach DeSabatino.
Yeah.
When I was a pro fighter, he's from my hometown, and I was like, who the fuck's this kid? And now look at him, I come back and he's kicking everyone's ass. I'm like, dude, I gotta get better, shit.
Yeah.
No, he's just, everyone at my gym is just awesome, you know.
Awesome. Well, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sweet.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Great.
good.
That was good stuff.